Today I'm reviewing and testing the X77 Aurora Pro LED headlight upgrade. How does it compare to the X77 Aurora that I previously tested on this channel? And is it worthy of the Pro name? Well, there's only one way to find out. Hello everyone, and welcome to Car Light Reviews, where I perform consistent automotive light tests to help you make the best purchase decision, maybe save you some money, but most importantly, help you see and be seen better when you're driving your vehicle. And ever since my original X77 Aurora review, which was one of the brightest LED upgrades that I've tested at the time, you've wanted me to test more from X77. Well, I did follow up with the X77 Apollo, which is even brighter. So if you haven't seen those videos, check them out. I'll link to them in the description below. But today, this is all about the X77 Aurora Pro, which is newly released, and we're going to take a deep dive into it, including unboxing, talk about the manufacturer's specifications. We're going to do a complete overview, and we're going to see how it performs in my projector and reflector tests, and more. So if you want to see how it compares to the previous model, that's what you're going to get. And by the way, if you are new to X77, they are a rather unique company in the market. They've been selling LED upgrades for over 10 years. They got a physical store in Anaheim, California, where they also offer installation services. So if you're ever in the Anaheim area, stop in and say hello. In my dealings with them, they're all very cool. So now, let's check out the Aurora Pro. Now before I get to the unboxing, I want to show you something. Right here, and I pointed this out in my previous videos, they test every single light before they ship it out. Pretty cool. And sometimes, just sometimes, you get some cool bonus items. Like X77 hats, swag here, maybe even some LED light upgrades that are not headlight related. And always Skittles, because they love Skittles. I think it's cool how they do this. Let's open this up. More swag, cool X77 sticker. Warranty information. Basic product instructions. Nothing too heavy duty here, but it's basic plug and play. Replace your factory lights, replace with these, and then aim and go. All right, let's get into it by talking about the published specifications. 55 watts each, 13,000 lumens each, color temperature of 6500 K. The chip is an X77 customized CSP with 6 cores, has an IP rating of 67, and our rating is not published, but a lot of people don't really pay attention to that. It does have an adjustable collar. It does have a fan for heat management, and it does have an external driver. The warranty on all X77 items is 2 years, and the price at the time of this video, not including any discount codes or coupon codes or anything like that, $99.99 per pair. So if you look at the Aurora Pro specs compared to the original Aurora that I previously reviewed, you're going to see that the Pro has slightly higher overall specs, but has the same price. Well, does that make a difference in real-world testing? We're going to find out in a little bit. So here's my initial observations of this now that I get a good close look at it. Overall, good looking light, has good quality materials, doesn't feel cheap, doesn't feel plasticky anywhere. It's got a couple of design elements. It's a little more subdued than the X77 lights that I've tested in the past, which is fine because most of you will agree once you get this installed, you're not going to see much. But it is nice to see they put some design into it. Say, for example, right here, X77X covering the fan. And I've said this before on this channel, but if you haven't heard me say it, if you're new and you haven't heard me say it, I like when there's a guard over the fan. And the main reason why is that when you're installing it, you just have a tendency to want to push right there. And you could break the fan if you don't have a guard and you're not careful. Overall, pretty standard size. Reasonably compact fan housing. It's not too big, it's not too small. I'd say it's about average. And I measured from the trailing edge of the collar mounting tabs to the back of the fan housing, and it's 38 millimeters if you need to mount this behind any dust caps. The driver is small and compact. You can see it has the X77 logo on it. Cables are standard cables, nothing special. But overall, it lives up to the expectations that you would have with an X77 light. One thing I forgot to mention was the twin cooling pipes right there. I always like to see that. Helps keep the heat down, light up, and keep longevity, well, long. But how does it test? Well, we're going to find out. Now, if you're new to this channel, you probably want to take a look at the 1-minute video that I made that covers how I test, so you know how I get my data. And don't forget, please, be sure to aim your headlights every time you replace them, or at least once a year. And a lot of people don't know that using LED lights as halogen replacements is only legal in the United States for off-road or fog light use only, not in headlights. That's pretty important stuff, so check your local laws before following any advice that I give. And if you like the work that I put into these videos, it's pretty easy to show your appreciation, and that is by using the affiliate links in the description below to make your purchases. You can find them in the description of any of my videos, and there's no extra cost or effort to you, but it helps me to make more videos just like this one. And if you really want to be awesome, you can hit that join button that you see on my channel, get some membership perks that no one else gets just for a few bucks. And chances are my videos have helped you save a lot more than that, I'm happy to say. So if nothing else, of course, you can always subscribe to this channel as I continually make more videos like this, so you don't want to miss the new releases. So now, what you've been waiting for, let's see how the X77 Aurora Pro did in my projector and reflector tests. For the projector, 2040 lux, 1315 over the halogen 725 lux baseline measurement, and well above the current average of the lights that I've tested on this channel so far. Now this is very bright, and like the other bright lights that I've tested, you really got to aim it carefully or it will work against you and against other drivers. The X77 Aurora, the non-Pro version that I previously tested, is 2190 lux. So the new Aurora Pro is 150 lux less in terms of initial light output. And I did test them both, twice. And my results were consistent. However, pay attention here. The initial light output is just the baseline number, and not really the important number to look at. It is the light output over time that's important, because that's what you actually use when you're driving. After 27 minutes, the average commute time in the United States, the Aurora Pro retains a very impressive above average 83% of that light output, resulting in 1,693 lux over time, or 968 over halogen. The non-Pro Aurora could only retain 67% of the light output over time. So the Pro version is 223 lux brighter than the non-Pro Auroras over time. And that's where you find the difference between this Pro version and the non-Pro version. The Pro version simply has much better light retention over time. Now looking at the projector light pattern compared to the halogen, it looks pretty good for a bright light. It has a nice clean cutoff, although the cutoff is a bit higher than the hotspot. It could be better in that regard. It's always good to have a cutoff as close to the hotspot as possible. Otherwise, nothing is jumping out at me of concern. Nothing is jumping out at me of any concern. And the weak spot that is pretty common in my testing isn't bad at all. This has a very good chip placement according to my projector test housing. But now let's take a look and see how the reflector does. The reflector initial light output is 4,250 lux, or 3,340 over halogen. So like the projector, this is lower than the non-Pro Aurora light that had an initial brightness of 4,670 lux. But once again, thanks to that high 83% light retention over time, you get 3,528 usable lux, or 2,618 over halogen, and 393 lux over the non-Pro Aurora. So once again, this Pro is definitely an improvement in terms of brightness over the non-Pro. Now compared to halogen, I think it does very well in my reflector housing, especially for how bright it is. Top and bottom cutoffs are overall very clear, and like the non-Pro, I've tested lights that are not nearly as bright, that scatter light much more. It does have just a touch of fuzziness in places like here and here, but overall, for as bright as it is, it does not perform bad in the reflector at all. It performs very well, in fact. As mentioned before, there is a published rating of 50 watts per light, and I observed higher than that, 52.8, which is uncommon. And for heat management, after 27 minutes of runtime, the average commute time in the United States, my thermal camera recorded a surprisingly cool 235 degrees Fahrenheit, or 113 degrees Celsius for the main unit, and 145 degrees Fahrenheit, or 62 degrees Celsius for the driver. And for reference, the non-Pro Aurora ran much hotter for the main unit at 317 degrees, a little cooler for the driver at 137 degrees, but that just means that they're all doing their job. So the Pro runs much cooler than the non-Pro. In fact, the Pro runs much cooler than most lights this bright I've tested so far, and that is very impressive. Now, if you want to dig deep and compare all of my test data on all my light test videos, you'll find a link in the description to a free spreadsheet that I update with every video release. It shows you everything you need to know, help you compare the numbers, and see how everything stacks up. So here's my conclusion for the X77 Aurora Pro. In real-world usage, most won't be able to tell the difference between the Pro and the non-Pro version of the Aurora, but my test data tells a much clearer story, which can be said for every video I've released on this channel. The data, according to my test, does not lie. The Aurora Pro is simply a better engineered light than the non-Pro Aurora. And that's good. That's what X77 wants. They want evolution, right? It is very bright and keeps the brightness at a reasonable level over time, yet remains very cool despite that very bright output, which means better longevity. Of course, the quality of materials, the 2-year warranty, the fact that it's made by a company with a phone number right on their website helps. Yes, this LED upgrade is definitely worthy of the Pro name. In fact, as I release this video, it is still early in 2024, but I already consider this light to be a contender for a spot in the LED Headlight Awards that I will do at the end of the year. We're going to see how my testing continues throughout the year, including testing more X77 lights, so be sure to keep an eye on this channel. And by the way, if you didn't see the 2023 awards, check out the rest of my channel and see which LED headlights took the top spot up until the end of 2023. So let me know what you think of this light in the comments, and if you want to grab a set, like I said, links are in the description. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope this video helps you to find the right lighting upgrades for your needs so you can enjoy your car more and save you some money. And everyone who watches this channel knows what comes next, and this is important. Keep your headlights aimed and drive safely, responsibly, and respectfully. Thanks for watching.